Good morning, Faith Fellowship Church. This Sunday, we're going to be taking a look at Matthew chapter 7, where Jesus gives this problem of false teachers. He clearly gives this warning to beware of false teachers and their teaching. Here in Jude, he gives some instruction about the problem. Let's read. Beloved, although I was very eager to write to you about our common salvation, I found it necessary to write appealing to you to contend for the faith that was once for all delivered to the saints. For certain people have crept in unnoticed who long ago were designated to this condemnation, ungodly people who pervert the grace of our God into sensuality and deny our only Master and Lord, Jesus Christ. Jude, who was very eager to talk about their common salvation, found it of higher importance to deal with this problem of false teaching. It is simply a case of, I don't want to have to do this, but I'm going to have to do this. Anytime you deal with false teachers, it's not an easy subject and is not an easy thing to do. Because inevitably what you find is there are going to be people that are probably listening to or following someone who may or may not be preaching the truth. Anytime you deal with a false teacher, it is not someone that everything they say is wrong, but there are key problems underlying their teaching. You see, oftentimes these preachers or teachers are very attractive in their presentation and their speech. So going back to my original statement, it is a very difficult situation to deal with. We will talk more about this on Sunday, but as you also notice in Matthew 7, Jude says they creep in unnoticed. How can they creep in without being noticed? Because a lot of what they have to say is either right or it is very attractive and it's very close to everything you're hearing, everything else that's being taught. So if you don't understand some of the nuances of theology, you can be swept into error. Now look at the distinct problem that Jude presents. He says they perverted the grace of God into sensuality. I hope we catch what is going on with this statement. He takes the grace of God, an amazing thing that forgives, that covers our sin and changes people, and denies its power to do all these things, and therefore denying Christ. So when we get to the place that says grace no longer has the power to change and keep us from sin, we're now denying the Lord Jesus who saves. When we are now ashamed of the gospel that saves people to salvation, we deny the gospel. We must know that salvation is not just the salvation of the penalties from the penalty of sin, but also from the problem and the bondage of it. So our final salvation or our glorification is one and where the path to it is this process of sanctification that is often so misunderstood. And so he gives the command to contend for the faith, contend for the gospel, seek to clarify that which you believe, seek to clarify truth from error. As Spurgeon said, it's not the difference between right and wrong, it's the difference between right and almost right. Sometimes the subtle difference in truth and error can be really damaging. Paul says to study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needs not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. May the God of truth be with you this day. God bless. Have a great day.